we're going to go ahead and get started. We have Jay and Kim Smith with us today. Thank you guys for coming in and doing this. And we're just going to be talking a little bit kind of about your journey from like being in a life group to now becoming a life group leader. So why don't you guys tell everyone that doesn't know you a little bit about you, your story, how long you've been at Victory Faith, maybe your family dynamics, things like that.
Great. We just talked about this, but I've forgotten it already.
But we're like, let's skip this question. Okay, go.
No, so we've been going to Victory Faith for
13
years?
12 years. 12 years.
Yeah.
13 years.
Yeah, for a while, several years. And but we didn't really get involved in life groups, and for the first 3 or 4 years, we kind of just slid in and out.
Yeah.
At the services, and just kind of kept to ourselves for the most part. But eventually it got to a point where we thought we need to start connecting with people and making friendships and relationships outside of the few people that we already knew.
Yeah.
And so that's when we decided to take the jump and join a life group and try it out and see what it was all about.
Wow.
Yeah, he went right to the next question.
No,
I don't mess around.
You don't mess around. We're ready to do this. So you guys have been in life groups then for about 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
You've been here for 13. That's like that's a long time that you guys have been involved in life groups. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, what was it that made you start going to a life group? You guys were just slipping in, slipping out. You guys have kids. So what prompted you to start doing that?
Well, I'll take this one. Our girls, when we came, our girls were both heavily involved in club volleyball. So we would travel a lot. And after that, about 2015, we had Micah, and the girls both stopped playing club volleyball. And we realized we wanted community. We needed community at church. And I'm a stay-at-home mom, but also have my own business, and it was pretty slow at that time. So I really wasn't having a lot of adult interaction, except on Sunday morning with friends that we knew that came to Victory Faith at the same time as us. So we decided if we're going to have community, we need to get involved in a life group, and we needed to be in one that at the time Micah was about 1.5 years, and so we needed to be in one that had availability to bring kids with them.
That's
with
awesome.
us. So
that's a big part of it.
Yeah. It was super important to us.
Yeah.
To
making
be
sure they get connection. It's great to have connection for yourselves. Obviously it's so important, but when you can find somewhere where your kids can get connected, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And there's a big age gap between he and Allison. And so he didn't have really siblings at home to play with. So we wanted him to have, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so he wasn't in daycare. So we wanted him to have that opportunity to play with other kids. I don't think he remembers any of it.
At 1.5, probably
but
not.
It's fine.
But he had fun in the meantime, which isn't that.
As long as he could see us. So we appreciated being able to be a part of a life group where kids can come and go. They weren't pushed down into a room, or, it was comfortable, and he was close.
That's great. So there were other kids involved in this life group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you said that they could come and go. So what was that environment like those first few years?
As far as what it's like in the life group when the kids coming and going?
It sounds like it was chill.
Yeah, very, very relaxed, and I think it offers some challenges, obviously, but it's cool to have the kids in and out, and they're hearing part of the conversations that we're having, and it's not like they're off in their corner and we're in our corner doing separate things, but they're a part of, what's going on. And it's kind of interesting when you see kids will come through, and like in our life group now, Michael will walk through and we're watching a video or we're having a discussion about something, and he's kind of, oh, wait a minute, what's this all about? And he'll ask us questions afterwards about it. So it's kind of cool to have them, be a small part of it in that way too, knowing what's going on in the house and what we're talking about.
Man, that's so important too, just because, a lot more, what do they say? A lot more is caught than taught. So just watching his parents set aside this time where they're praying with people and talking about things about God, things about Jesus. Like that's very, I mean, that's going to have a lasting impact on his life, being raised around that and seeing other families and other children talking about the same thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you guys are actually life group leaders now, but how long were you in life groups before you decided to lead a life group?
Let's see. So we just started our life group, what was it, a year and a half ago? So we'll have to check the tape, go back and do the math.
9, I think. 9 years, or 8 years,
So that long, what was it that took you guys so long? Because I mean, I had conversations with you years ago about starting one.
We're really good at excuses. We could come up with all of them. We had, not having a perfect setting in our house for a big group of people to gather, not feeling like we had enough time, feeling like we're not in a position qualified to lead a group.
Had a puppy. He was coming in hot, 60 pounds. Like he was not, but also if I can be transparent, I like my house and I like my things. And we were not going to open a life group where kids were not welcome. And so I knew if we're going to do that, it's pretty cool. The Lord really challenged me and actually exposed quite a lot of first world problem mentality.
Wow.
That, it's just stuff. And in other countries, that's just not, they would give anything to be able to meet and discuss and do life together. And here I am over here like, don't touch my rug, my shag rug. Don't throw toys in the family room. But I had to let it go and understand that relationship and people are far more important than, so what that we strip our dining room table of every chair and we sit in an awkward amoeba-shaped circle in our living room. It's about connection. It's not, we read stories of people in other countries where they're sitting on their bed in their one room house, to get together. And I thought, Lord, I forgive me. I want to put that stuff aside and open our home. There was such a great need.
Yeah.
And it's been completely rewarding to be able, totally. I did find all of the kids standing on the frame of the sectional, ready to launch themselves into all of the cushions in the middle of the family room on the first night. But it's fine.
Having a little panic moment, like this moment's going to happen.
Wasn't there a sermon recently about how when the Lord takes you through something, then there's a test?
Yeah.
So
first night was the test.
We passed.
That is great. And actually, I was looking back at attendance, and your life group actually has the most consistent attendance. So clearly people are really loving coming to your life group.
Yeah.
And you said it was rewarding. So what would you say? Like, what is maybe something, because there was a lot of hesitancy in starting a life group, and you guys were part of a pretty fantastic life group, and you had built a lot of really strong connections. And I know that can be another reason that's just hard to leave, is when you have those strong connections, and then you're going with a bunch of people you've possibly never met. So what is maybe something that you've gotten out of leading a life group that you just weren't expecting to get out of it?
I think the reward of stepping out on faith and having God show up, like talked about feeling like we're not qualified to lead a group and feeling like we don't have enough answers to be able to lead a group and that kind of thing, and not having the right spot, the space for it. And just finally deciding to go ahead and do it, even though we didn't really feel ready. And then just totally trusting God that he was going to bring the right people to the group. He was going to make it work, regardless of us, that, we wouldn't be in the way of it. And getting to see him work in that way, that we didn't have to be perfect leaders, because he put together a perfect group of people that everybody in our group has had an opportunity to, look for help And everybody in our group has had an opportunity to offer help or
Wow.
advice, because we've all been through different things at different times, and just seeing the way God has worked it all has been amazing. So
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest payoff that I've been able to see through it, is just seeing God's hand in it all.
Mhm.
That's amazing. I love what you're saying too, because I think a lot of people can put a lot of pressure on themselves and saying, I can't lead a life group because I'm not going to have the answers. But once you've been leading a life group, that's actually very normal to not be
Yeah.
the one providing all the answers. And that's the joy of being with people, is we haven't walked through every single hard thing anybody could walk through, thank God.
Right.
But other people have, and how often it's just normal for somebody else to have insight. And God gives revelation to so many different people and in ways that they understand that it's really not on all of us. So I love that you're
Right.
saying that, because I think that's a big pressure. It was a pressure we certainly felt. Like, what if we don't have all these answers? I don't
Right.
know the Bible front to back, but that's God puts those people there.
Yeah.
What about you, Kim?
Well, I was going to say, along those lines, I love that when we decided to start a life group, the tendency is to invite all your besties. But we were leaving all our besties.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew, God, you have an idea of who you want to put in we don't know. We've seen too many times where I never would have sought out a friendship with this person because they're in a life group with us. But wow, we have a lot in common. Or
Yeah.
I've been through something that they're now going through. And so when we decided to start our life group and open up our home, we really just were like, Lord, you bring the
Yeah.
people. Or we prayed who, and he would highlight certain people. There were a few people that we invited, but a lot of people reached out to us, and we just trusted the Lord. We kept it really open.
Yeah.
Come try it out. If you like it, great. There's no pressure to stay. We won't feel offended.
That's good. Yeah.
It's just we want God to build this group. And it's been incredible how many connections and similar life stories have come out over time in our group. Like, who knew that this person went through the same thing I went through?
Wow.
And that we can speak to that to each other, and those two and this couple and that couple. And it is a hodgepodge of people. Wouldn't you agree? I mean,
Mhm.
it's cool, but now we're family.
Wow.
And it might be hard for us to break and,
Right.
go and conquer. And
Right. But the
But
cool
it's
thing
cool.
is, it's hard, but you guys have the story that can say, when you do go and lead your
Yeah.
own, like, it's worth it. Like, God just makes it worth it.
yeah.
He makes it worth it every single time. So I love that you're saying that.
And it's not like we're not friends with or
Yeah.
still like connecting with the people that we've been in life group before. We just have expanded our territory,
Yeah.
right? It's really cool.
Yeah. You still see all those people on
Yeah.
Sundays. And
And it's been incredibly rewarding to offer that kind of a space.
yeah.
I mean, how many times have we had life group and we're like, wow, that was so cool. I did not see that coming. And just the way others have connected, like you
Mhm.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good.
That is so cool. So what is something that stands out in your mind, either from being in a life group or leading a life group, that's like a testimony, or something that kind of, either from maybe something that you went through where people were able to come and help you guys, or where maybe you saw that happen within the life group that you lead?
We have one couple in our life group that when they started coming, they weren't married.
Okay.
And, originally she was like, is that okay? We're not married. And I thought, yeah, that's not our job. I mean, we all need the Lord.
Yeah.
And so we got to, as a life group, watch them grow in their faith. They're both, one is a returning believer and the other was brand new
Wow.
for the most part to the Lord. And it was cool to watch them grow and ask questions. And as a life group, we took every week, one couple or two different people would share their testimony, what the Lord has done in their whole life. And to watch those two share their testimony on the same night was pretty amazing. I mean, there wasn't a dry eye.
Wow.
in the house. And we thought for sure at one point, he's going to propose right now. and it ended up happening shortly thereafter. It was
Oh.
just, even when we joked about it later, he was like, I thought I was going to propose. But it's been, and they're married. And I mean, it's been
Wow.
really cool to watch that unfold.
Yeah.
And even their testimony within the life group was assuming all of us were on our first marriage, or, you know,
Right.
just assumed there was no other divorce or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the night that they found out, because a question was asked and we went around, just the beauty of the non-judgmental environment that they were
Yeah.
in, and an ability to come before the Lord. Let's let the Holy Spirit work out the details for you guys. We don't have to do that,
Amen.
right?
Yeah.
Let's just make a space.
Yeah.
And it's then when they did get married, they read their vows. We got to hear them read their vows again to each other after they'd gotten married. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
We had a
that's
whole
so
like
awesome.
reception. It was fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I think I love that about Life Group is I think if we're at church on a Sunday and we're watching people in the foyer and watching them interact with their kids, or maybe they're on the platform and we can just really assume a lot about somebody. You know, they've never made a mistake, or
Yeah.
this is the life they must live outside of the church walls. And I think that's what's so beautiful about Life Group is that we show up and we have these assumptions and we realize that that's not necessarily how it's been. And we get a chance to hear about what God did in the midst of all of that, and for things that we're believing for, and just to realize that we're doing this life with a whole lot of other people that are just human.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important for people to kind of let their guard down and realize that they're not alone. I think
Right.
often we walk through life and we feel very alone if we're not in a life group, or our kids are the only kids that do this thing. You
My
know?
word, yeah.
Only our kids have a messy room, or, you know, throw a tantrum or whatever. And it's so nice, or the things that we struggle with. And it's so great to hear other people's struggles. And that's so important so that we feel less alone and that we have that support.
Yeah,
so, man,
totally.
what a cool testimony.
Yeah.
Just,
Cool to be able to foster an environment of vulnerability where you're not, you know, I mean, I believe the next day she came out, well, the cat's out of the bag. We're not married, you know, whatever. But wow, I was not expecting to be received in that way
yeah.
when that information came out. And so it was good we've enjoyed having an open space like that where let's be real.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this, or this, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's so good. And so good as leaders to do that for other people and to like lead with that vulnerability.
right.
Because I think that's what allows people to say,
Right.
well, if our leaders have struggles, then it's totally okay if we have struggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's so good. Okay. So I would love to ask, I like to ask everybody this question. If you could describe your life group in one word, what word would you use to describe your life group?
Do we each get a word?
Yeah. Combine the words. No, just kidding.
Yeah. It's tough for me to just say it in one word, but like Kim mentioned, family. You know, we the way we've come together, I think that it really does feel like we've become somewhat of a family. You know, pretty close to each other, and how quickly that happened.
Yeah.
Once we started meeting together.
That's cool.
I think that's probably a pretty good word.
I think I would say eclectic because
Okay.
it's just a group. I mean, it's fun. It's funny when we do see each other on Sunday. We're like, I saw you at church. So we go to different services.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool the way it crosses over, and it literally is a group of people that I probably wouldn't have put together, but we wanted the Lord to be able to do that. You know what we need from others.
Yeah.
And you know what our story can help in others. And so I think we've got kids all over in age range, some with no kids, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have a pretty multi-generational group.
Yes.
Do you want to talk
think
about
so,
that for
yeah.
a second? As far as, obviously not everybody's in your same stage. And you guys are unique in that you have like adult children and you're still
Family
have
2.0.
a little guy at home. So, I mean, you're sort of in this like different stage where like your son's age,
Mhm.
those parents would probably be younger than you,
Yeah.
So what is that like? What's that been like just with having multiple generations rather than just people in your same season?
Yeah. I don't know that I would say multi-generation anymore because I think
No.
we're all pretty close to the same age, but I think we're definitely in different walks of life, different
Phases of
different
life.
phases of life. Yeah. And so it's kind of, it's eclectic in that way
Yeah.
that we're all kind of in a different spot. And yeah, I think just the depth of experiences that you get from a group that's mixed like that, I think you can't put a price on that. It's
Mm-mm.
such a cool thing to have such a wide variety of experiences from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to be in groups with kids Micah's age. And we were in great groups.
Yeah.
But we were the oldies.
With
And
all the
that's
young
fine.
kids.
With all the
Yeah.
with all the young parents, and,
Yeah.
we were the sage advice givers.
That's
Yeah,
great.
right. But yeah, I think now we're like, I mean, we've already done where we are in life once with the girls.
Yeah.
We told them we were going to do it right this time with Micah. And so, but even still, it's good to have people around us that have done it ahead. We've got a teacher. I mean, there's just it's so cool to have the diversity that we wouldn't have had if we were like, let's find a bunch of families that have kids Micah's age
Yeah.
and let's make a group around that.
Yeah.
We just didn't want to exclude people because they're not in that phase of life or only include people. I mean, that just really felt like kind of like handcuffing the Lord. And I know there's a place for
That's
that,
so good. Yeah.
but we have limited space. We have limited time.
Yeah.
We want it to be what you want.
Yeah.
You know,
I love that. And he knows his thoughts are greater than our thoughts, right?
Right.
Like he knows who to put together. And I've heard so many leaders say that when they just opened it up to the Lord and said, you bring, it always has felt very, very divine when people don't try to control it. Not that we have a lot of life group leaders doing that, but just when you can go with open hands to the Lord.
right.
He's so faithful. He's looking at everybody. And I've seen this over and over and over. So many people saying, this group is divine. I never would have put this
Mhm.
together. He's so sweet and merciful, and he sees everybody and what they need. So
And even when it's not perfect, it's not a perfect, we don't have any troubles, we don't have any hard nights,
Yeah.
even a group like that, I firmly believe the Lord brings the people together for a reason. And,
and you always see the fruit of it later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. for
So
sure.
what would you say? You guys were busy. You were in a life group with people that you were very tight with. I know the life group you were in, it's full of just really incredible people.
Mhm.
And that can be really hard to leave a life group like that. So what would you say to somebody who's just debating leading their own life group, or maybe is afraid to leave the life group that they're in, or afraid just to step out of you guys had it, sports and
Mhm.
all the different things that come with raising kids. What advice would you give, or how would you encourage somebody?
I would say that it's important to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Mm.
And it pays off. Like you said, it was tough for us to make that decision, and could see all these obstacles that mostly we put in place. But to see the way the group came together, and how quickly everybody bonded, it's really amazing how quickly we
Mhm.
felt like a group. There was never, we didn't have weeks of uncomfortable silence. It was, people were just connecting right away, and it
Yeah.
was really cool. And I'll be honest, there's still times where it's a struggle, when our night rolls around and get done with work, and we're trying to clean the house really quick and eat really quick and figure out, what were we talking about tonight? And,
That's
Yeah,
real.
there's transparency.
That's real.
yeah. And, just feeling like, why are we doing this? It's hard. But then we get together with our friends and we have great conversations and we laugh and know each other better by the end of the night and know him better by the end of the night
Yeah.
and how he's working. And so many times we get done and we're cleaning up, putting everything away, and just feel energized because it's been so cool to meet together with believers, all, heading for the same thing and seeking the same thing. Yeah. And it's such a cool payoff.
That's so great. I love that. That's so true. I mean, I can say I have felt that way. Like, what am I doing? This is so hard. But it's always worth it. There's never been a time where we didn't feel like that was worth it. I was tired, but that was worth it.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you partner with the Lord, just wait, just see what he's going to do. I mean, I would say the same thing. Just do it. Don't just make arrangements and put one foot in front of the other and open yourself. Even if you're contemplating it and you just don't know, I don't know how it's going to work. Let him work it out. Challenge him to work it out for you.
Yeah.
God, make a way. We want to be that space for people to gather. Because in a church this big, it's so important.
Yeah.
It was so easy for us to slip in, slip out, slip in, slip out.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knew. I mean,
yeah.
And so once you get into a life group, even if we don't see those people on a Sunday, we're still communicating on Tuesday or throughout the week. We've got our thread where we can send prayer requests or share praises.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah.
Right? When you've been praying as a group and then a week later, but not life group yet, somebody says, we sold the house after you've all been praying. I mean, that just builds everybody's faith. And it's exciting to be a part of just a little piece of that, of partnering with the Lord, and then you see somebody's life transform, whether it's something practical like a home or a healed knee or healed family relationships. We've seen that in our life group where we have one couple where their child's coming to church now for the first time in like 20-something years. And to be a part of praying for somebody like that, there's a massive reward in that.
Yeah, even chills sometimes. It's just cool.
It is cool.
And you don't get to experience that if you stay in your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's really
not as frequently or, I mean.
Yeah.
And we're preaching to the choir because that's not the right phrase. We just waited for so long.
Yeah.
And it was worth it when we finally did it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming today and being willing to share and be vulnerable and for being great life group leaders.
Oh. We do what we can.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Lindsay.
Yeah.